Movies with Wade and Maliki. Movies.
What does that mean? Because
movies with Wade and Maliki. Movies with Wade and Maliki. Movies with Wade and Maliki. Man, it's a downpour right now. Dumping rain.
I muted myself, but I'm back. Okay, so welcome to Movies with Maliki and Wade. I am a co-host of this type of show / hangout thing that we do once a month. We talk about movies. Last month, we each submitted 3 picks, a total of 6, and we talked about a bonus movie, which was The Magic Cottage. So we're going to talk about the movies we chose to watch, and we're going to move on to next month's pick, and a bonus movie at the end of the discussion.
Well, I got a bonus movie, all right.
Okay, so let's hit this ground running. So the choices for last month were from me was Event Horizon, Spawn, and The Fly. From Wade was The End, Breakfast of Champions, and God Bless America. So I did what you did when we did, what movie was that? They Live. I think you quoted They Live. So I took the most like impactful, substantial quote from the movie I watched.
Yeah.
And we'll see if you'll guess which one it is. I'm sure you will. Snap out of it. They're not real, okay? Real people don't stand around in the grass like that, all right? They're not real. They're just lying to you. They're just hired to lie to you. That's their job on TV. You can't trust these people.
Dang. Wait, what were the options again?
So, The End, God Bless America, and Breakfast of Champions.
Is it Breakfast of Champions?
That's Breakfast of Champions, yeah. It's when he's in bed with his wife
Bruce
and she's
Willis's
watching
greatest
the commercials.
film.
Yeah. Well, and it's real funny because you said that and I was like, okay, so I'm going to go check it out. It has a 28 on IMDb and a 32 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, huh, so is it going to be like good, bad? And then I watched it and I was like, this is fucking good. I loved that fucking movie. It was awesome. Yeah. And I think what everybody's problem with it is that it's based off of a Kurt Vonnegut book, but it's nothing like the book, and I think that just pissed off a lot of the viewers at the time. I've never read that book.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, like, how did you find out about that book?
So when I was looking up the movie to watch it, I found that there was a book too called Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut. So, and it's about I forget what it's about, but it's less modern. Like it's like a similar story, but it's not set in like a car dealership type of thing. So like it was like they completely did their own like modern spin on it, and I think all the readers of the book hated that. But as a standalone film, I thought it was really good, and I thought nice. I thought it's really interesting how there's like I don't know. I don't know if this is me just inferring it, but there feels like there's like a dual moral of the story being that, you know, the idea is like a meta idea where the creator of the movie created this guy in order to experience the movie. You know, the creator created the story in order for the character to experience it. And he's the only sentient character in the thing. He's the only person that can react. But also, it's like, if you look at it critically, like, if this is real life, he's sort of like an egomaniacal, like, crazy person who thinks he's the center of the universe at the same time, you know? So it's like a, I don't know, kind of a commentary on, like micro celebrity guys at the same time. At least that's how I viewed it.
I do feel like there was a lot of, or like enough depth and richness to the story that watching it again, I would see it in a whole different light. You know, I could just it would be like a whole new movie. Well, let's see. Did you have anything else to say on that, or should I jump into?
Um, yes, I have one more thing to say about it.
Oh, all right, yeah.
My favorite favorite part of the movie is the Nick Nolte character, the blonde guy that kind of looks like Gary Busey, and the whole like the cross dressing like internal like conflict that this guy is having, and how it's like he's like cross dressing at his house with his wife. And like, you know, he's all into it and they're all having fun. And then like he goes out into the real world and he's like hyper paranoid that his boss is going to call him out for cross dressing. And there's like a lot of like fun little jokes there where like there's the scene where Bruce Willis is like, you need to stop dressing like that. And the guy is like, stop dressing like what? I'm dressed normal. What do you mean? I'm dressed in like a normal conservative suit. And it's just so good. I thought it was really good. And then at the end, he like openly just like takes off, and his wife is like, yeah, just really good, kind of like a queer angle for the story.
Nice, man. Yeah, I feel like even though I watched it recently, it seemed like our lights flickered. We got a super crazy downpour, so we might lose some power.
Okay.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
wild.
have to pick it up some other time if it does cut out. But I'll jump into my the movie I watched. Now, I must apologize because I broke the rules. You had suggested, what do you have the list right there?
I do. I suggested Event Horizon, Spawn, and The Fly.
Event Horizon, Spawn, and The Fly, which I had seen all three of them, and I was excited. I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch Spawn. It's been a long time since I've seen that. It was like the one that I watched as a kid that it was like kind of taboo because it was wicked and evil and so I was gonna watch that, but then I was like, man, the month before, I hadn't seen all three of those. And I can't remember which one I watched last time. But so what I did is I picked one from the previous month.
Oh, I'm kind of really excited for that actually, because I was like, when I gave you those three, I was like, it sucks. Wade is only going to watch one of these. So which one did you choose?
So yeah, I was trying to think of how I could set it up where but well, okay. The funny thing about it though is like, I realized, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to watch the movie last night because I'm not gonna have time in the morning. And so I queued it up and I hit play. I hit play like 9 o'clock, and the movie's going, the movie's on, and I'm like, wait a second, it's like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, let me just pause it for a second. I was only 2 out of 3 hours in, but man, like all 3 hours, it's like I was surprised that within the first 10 minutes, it like the intensity level just goes to level 10, and I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, holy crap, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna is this guy gonna die? Is what's going on? It was like super intense. And yeah, if you haven't guessed, it's blood in, blood out.
Nice.
Brothers for life. And man, yeah, that was just like it felt. That's one thing that I love about a movie. Another one that comes to mind. Shoot, I can't. It's the one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt who walks the tightrope between the Twin Towers. or it's like a story about. It's called like The Line or Walk the Line or yeah, shoot.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Hmm.
but like I felt in a physical reaction because I was so emotionally invested in that. And but that's what this movie felt like. Like I was when they were anxious and in a very intense moment, like I felt that, and I was so like by the end of the movie, I was just felt emotionally exhausted. Well, but
Right.
also it was like past midnight, so
Yeah. Yeah, but it does do
um
that.
yeah. Yeah, and I also do enjoy watching movies from kind of your perspective, from Malachi's perspective, like, oh, maybe like this is why Malachi suggested this. Like, I can see why he enjoyed this so much, and I like that aspect. But yeah, when it ended, I won't give away any endings for those of you who still want to watch it. But um, when it first ended, I was like, wait, what? That's it? It didn't wrap up things. It didn't conclude stuff. And I was like all upset. I was like, oh, come on. They should have resolved some things. They should have showed some more. But then I realized that like later, as I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh no, they did wrap up all the loose ends. Like the one brother, I don't want to say too much, but like in that moment, right down there, looking at the mural, they resolved everything.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, they were the what was their gang?
Uh,
LV
yeah, it was Vatos Locos.
Atos Locos, yeah. Which is what is it? Isn't it like crazy cows or something? Or what
Um,
is
it's just crazy guys. Vato is guy,
crazy
and
guys
yeah, and
guy?
it,
Okay,
it's guy the way we use it, but it's like dude or bro, you know. Vato,
okay. Yeah, I don't know
and
where
then
I was. Anyway, yeah, that was the one that I watched.
yeah,
But
I think
but
that
that's
movie probably says has like the best message about like how ingrained white supremacy can poison someone's mind without them even realizing it. Because
yeah.
like Miklo, he always views himself as Mexican, but he doesn't he no matter how hard he tries, he doesn't culturally align with them, and he ends up tearing apart
Yeah.
everything, you know. And that's not where you think the story's going, like, but it just when it happens, especially the Day of the Dead part, it's like this is exactly what happens when you let a white guy be involved, honestly, like with this kind of gang, because he didn't understand the culture and he tore it apart. But yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
like a
really
gangster epic, like Odyssey type of shit.
yeah, a lot of really intense messages. I'm glad I watched it. But yeah, I apologize for breaking the rules. I'll try and. But I honestly was thinking maybe this is a new thing that we can do is we'll basically have our three, but if you strike out, then you can
Choose from the catalog.
keep like yeah something like that. Make another suggestion, but
Right.
well yeah. So let's jump into your recommendation first, and then I'll
Okay.
go back.
So I decided to go, you know, last time I was like, okay, I'm going to go with demons because, you know, Wade was raised Mormon, so maybe he hadn't seen all these demon movies. You had, so that was a miscalculation on my end. So I went with like, I'm not trying to choose movies you haven't seen before. I'm trying to choose movies that are like this month is like quirky and obscure young adult stories. So I have three, and my first one is Odd Thomas. You've seen Odd Thomas?
I have not seen Odd Thomas, or at least it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. It's about a guy who he can see these beings that are basically invading and taking over the world and causing like the end of the world, and he's like one of the few people that can see them. Um, So kind of like They Live, but I think it's a better movie.
Okay. Oh, Thomas. No, that almost does sound familiar, but um, man. Okay, so for this month, my recommendations, I had this whole thing lined up, and I think I'm gonna push it to more of a spooky, October month. But because what I ended up doing, we went on a trip out to Vegas, and on the flight there, I watched a couple movies, and on the flight back, all my recommendations are movies that I watched on the plane.
Oh God, that's funny because aren't you supposed to like be like more inclined to like the movie if you watch it on a plane? Isn't that like the psychology?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Because you're all delirious from being high
Oh,
altitude.
oh, that'd be interesting to like. I don't know how you could do a controlled and experiment on that, like really get some data. But first of all, well, have you seen North by Northwest, classic Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh,
Oh, that's a good one. Um, but basically, this guy is like wrongfully accused of a murder. Like he gets framed for stabbing this guy in the back, and everyone's like and he's got the knife in his hand. He's like, oh, there's the murder. And so this movie had a lot of those um, elements in it, and I'm actually gonna pull it up real quick just because. It had a great cast, a lot of good actors. We have um, Anna Kendrick did great. She's the lead role. Um, but so it's called Another Simple Favor,
okay.
and she's this author. Oh, hold on, let me switch back. So the main character is oh, that's maybe another theme too, is because there's another movie that one of the main characters is an author, and she wrote this like murder mystery novel about her friend that was like based in truth, and then her friend comes out of jail, and she's like, oh hey, will you be my bride, my what's it called, maid of honor? She's getting married, and she's like, will you be my maid of honor? And she's like, what are you talking about? We are enemies. I wrote this book about you. There's got to be some alternative motive. But her publicist is like, oh yeah, you should go along for the journey. You should go to, they go to some place like Ibiza or some Italy. Ooh, I just heard thunder.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But her publicist is like, oh yeah, why don't you take this free trip to um Rome? It's somewhere in Rome because yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love a good movie with a plot twist, and this had so many different twists and turns, and I like it really was up until the last moment where I was like, oh,
Okay.
that's who is the murderer. Very interesting. So that is Another Simple Favor. What is the favor? You got to watch to find out.
It's funny because while you were talking, I started thinking of a different Anna Kendrick movie before you even said Anna Kendrick. And then you said it, and I was like, wait, am I thinking of the same
Oh,
actress? And then I was. So
uh,
I'm probably going to recommend it next month. So my second one is a movie that I think is probably like one of the best by this actor I've ever seen. Um, it's definitely better than Swiss Army Man. Have you ever seen Swiss Army Man?
yeah, I seen Swiss Army Man. I love that
That shit's
movie.
so nuts. It makes sense you would like that. Not like in a bad way, but like in a quirky Wade way. But that
Yeah,
movie is
I've got such a crush on Daniel Radcliffe.
well. Have you seen Horns?
Yeah, yeah.
That's my second suggestion is Horns.
Oh, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
that movie is. I think that movie
But
is
I
very
feel like
good.
it's been a long while. Honestly, it may have been one that I just like watched the trailer of. I'm not sure, man. I have such a bad memory. I need to like get
Yeah,
better at cataloging movies I've seen.
right. Yeah, this Horns movie, maybe this will jog your memory, but it's basically, without giving away too much of the plot, it's Daniel Radcliffe fighting the devil in a rom-com. Like, it's like a romance comedy, but there's like a twist where he's like, fighting the devil in a type of way.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Let's see the next. Trying to decide which one I want to do next because I have. Oh, yeah, that one was good. Well, since I was talking about an author as the main character, this one also has Bill Murray as the author. He's a writer, and Naomi Watts is his ex-wife slash editor, and so they like work together, and Bill Murray is unfortunately not in a lot of the movie because basically the opening scene he commits suicide.
Oh, okay.
And then so the whole rest of the story, well, what happens is like he had this huge Great Dane, Apollo, and this big dog, and after he commits suicide, they're like, who's gonna take care of this dog? And so his ex-wife slash editor takes this dog, and she lives in New York. She has this small apartment, and I mean, it's cute and silly with all sorts of good dog content. And man, I was well, yeah, that my dog passed away, so it hit a little extra hard. I was bawling there on the plane. Had my little complimentary napkins with my snack, so wiping my tears. And
dog movies are always so melancholy.
And it did. I felt like it was really good writing. When I was watching it, it felt really slow. And maybe part of that was just being on a long flight, and every detail seemed to be kind of dragging on. But when it concluded, the conclusion was so well written, and it just tied everything all together. I'm like, oh, that's why the pacing was slower. That's why, because this editor, she's also a writer, and she was like having writer's block, and she's like, where is this story going? How are we going to advance this story? And then she finally gets through that writer's block, and it's just like, oh, it's such fucking poetry. It's all, the whole movie's worth the end scene, but in order to understand that fully, you have to watch the whole thing. So that's my second.
Yeah. What? I don't think you said the name of that though.
Oh, The Friend.
The Friend. Okay.
The Friend. Wow. Yep.
Yeah, dog movies they're a rough watch. And no pun intended. I did not mean for that. That was accident.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So really, my last one.
Pull at those emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Dog stuff is sad. They don't live long enough. So my last suggestion is, I mean, I would be amazed if you hadn't seen this yet. So, but it's pretty good. It's about a, I guess my best way of describing it without like giving away too much of the plot itself, because it doesn't really have like any like big overarching conclusions to make, but it's like there's like a drug that can make you see demons or entities that already exist but you're not supposed to see or something like that. and one of the characters is deeply wrapped up in this, and it's non-linear storytelling, so it's jumping back and forth constantly.
Yeah.
And it's John dies at the end. You seen John dies at the end?
One dies at the end. Man, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Oh, I was gonna mention about as far as Blood In, Blood Out. I really appreciated. I was watching it with my spouse, and we got to the. It wasn't completely at the end, but there was like one part I was like, "Wait, what? Who? Huh? How's that?" And she was just like, she paused it and she was like, "Okay, let me explain it to you." And I was really grateful for that because I wouldn't have understood it otherwise.
Yeah, I'm glad it was enjoyed by everybody in the household. I mean, really, like that movie should be like in a museum. Honestly, like I think it's like that good. It probably is.
Speaking
in
of
a museum,
museum, yeah, speaking of a museum, I believe it's in the Smithsonian somewhere in Washington D.C. Well, no, because I think it's like in the same exhibit area as like the Apollo, one of the Apollo lander missions, something like that. But have you ever heard of the Gossamer Albatross man-powered flying machine?
no,
So,
that's a cool
back
ass
in
name.
yeah, dude, and I really want to get a tattoo of look up Gossamer Albatross. It's this weird. It's like a bicycle. It's a fully human-powered flying machine.
Okay,
So back in the like 70s or something, 70, I can't remember the whole timeline, but this challenge went out to like an aviation challenge, and for $100,000, you have to fly in a figure eight over a half a mile. I think it was half a mile. And so they spent over a year honing in the details of this flying machine, and they found this guy named Brian, spelled with a Y, and he loved hang gliding. He always wanted to fly, and he was also an avid bicyclist, so he was kind of really great for this position. Anyway, so they won the challenge just in time. There were some other people who were. It was basically whoever can do it first gets the prize money, and so they won that. And there were some other people who were upset. They're like, "Oh, come on, that was too easy. Like they shouldn't have won that. Like because they were in California and the wind. The thing is like with these flying machines, these human powered flying machines, they're so lightweight and so delicate that if the wind is blowing at like 6 miles an hour, forget about it."
okay,
And so, but then the new challenge, they're like, here, we got a even better, stronger, more difficult challenge to fly over the English Channel, nothing but water. Yeah, dude. There's Brian in the albatross, Gossamer Albatross.
okay,
And so they set the goal to fly over the English Channel, which is over 20 miles, like 22 miles or something. And they set out to do this. And I mean, I won't spoil the ending. I mean, they wouldn't have made a movie if he didn't fly. But like, it was one of those kind of situations where you were pretty sure you know how the movie ends. You're like, he's got to make it. He's got to make it, right? But then
Right.
as I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't know if he does make it. I don't know if he's gonna like. Maybe this is gonna be a failed attempt. Maybe he's gonna have to try again sometime. But Oh, I said too much. I said too much. But so that's called The Flight of Brian.
That's a good
Very well
bonus.
done
Oh.
kind of documentary. Well, that was my third. But I do have
that was your
a
third.
confession.
Okay.
And
Flight
that
of
is
Brian.
I broke the rules again. I broke the rules
Okay.
twice.
Wow, we're gonna have to rewrite the rule book.
I wrote this down. You ready? Buckle up,
Okay.
motherfucker. Currently on a flight to Vegas, and I'm writing about a movie that I just finished watching. A movie that had an enormous impact on my life. It's a good thing the server gave me extra napkins because they are all soaked in my tears. A beautifully perfected work of art. Not in my opinion, as a matter of fact. Despite the distractions of being on a flight, my attention was captive for all 96 minutes. There wasn't a second I would have cut or anything I would have hoped was added. A beautiful story filled with love, heartbreak, laughter, hope, curiosity, whimsy, and friendship. Even now, as I reflect on this work of art, I feel overwhelmed with strong emotions. I need to mention the music, but I don't have words to do it justice. I was put under a magical spell. I would gladly pay $800,000 to see this movie. That's a reference to the film. I mean, obviously, couldn't. This movie is an absolute must-see, and that's why this month my only recommendation is The Ballad of Wallace Island. Ballad of Wallace Island. Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
Don't want to give away anything more.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So that's the one you have to see. It's my only recommendation, and then the other, if you have time or feel.
You did
bored.
a recommendation and 3 bonuses. That was your tactic.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll end up. I mean, probably end up seeing every single movie you've recommended eventually. But I'll watch this Wallace Island film that you've been incredibly opaque about. I'll walk into it blind.
Oh man, yeah, it's so good.
It's funny, you said you were worried about it, and the second your mic floated up, it started focusing on it again.
Oh, dang. I'll keep it right there.
You still sound good.
Oh, good, thanks.
It's funny, I did my weekly content, and I forgot to raise the brightness in my bedroom, so it's blurry, and when I do it that way, it's blurry for an entire week, and so yeah, that was a little annoying.
Oh.
But so this is an important discussion that we need to have.
Okay.
Because since the last month where we talked to each other, what is being currently recognized as the worst film of all time released. Did you have the time to watch that?
I did not.
Okay, so I'm going to describe it to you.
You did see it?
I watched it.
Oh, wow. Oh, dear.
Let me describe it to you, so you never have to watch it, because it's insane. I mean, it might be worth watching just for how insane it is, but it really isn't. It's Ice Cube sitting at a desk for the entire movie. He works at DHS, and in this fictional universe, I guess DHS is just the NSA, because all he's doing is surveilling people the entire movie. And he's looking at various cameras and phones and social media from his desk and interacting with his family through this. And so they start to develop the emotional backing for the movie by him having problems, interpersonal problems with his children since his wife died, because he keeps trying to control their lives. And while they're doing this, though, he's sitting at a desk and talking to them through like messaging squares. And so it's like you'll see his frame up here in the right corner, and then down here is a messaging app frame where he's typing in, and that's the dialogue. Him typing to his daughter and his daughter responding to that text. And him typing back
And you
again.
just have to read it all?
Yeah, you just have to read it. And then he'll be like, "Ah, fuck, this is bullshit. I'm doing something else." And then he talks to his boss, who's the he's like he's like the information guy for the war cabinet. And so like the Secretary of State, the president, everybody's like listening to him while he gives them information about like, you know, a hacker collective anonymous type figure who, and I'm just going to spoil this entire fucking movie for you, turns out to be his son. And so he's having this interpersonal problem with his son, and then his son also turns out to be the criminal they're going after. But none of that matters anymore because aliens are attacking. Aliens are coming out of the sky. The meteors are flying down, and he's flicking from street camera to street camera, a fucking War of the Worlds monsters shooting their rays at people. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta make sure my family's okay." And so it's going from webcams of his son talking about how he's like the hacking collective leader to his daughter, who is like a doctor type scientist lady who's like injured and pregnant. And then it all comes together where they install a virus into all the data, because you see the aliens, they eat data. And so that's why they invaded Earth, because the government is collecting so much data on people that it makes the aliens like really hungry. And so they came and they started eating up all the data. And so they poison the data and kill all the aliens.
I feel frustrated having just sat through that explanation, you know? Like I can't imagine. But he's like literally at his desk the whole time.
The whole time. There's a part where I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna make it like go into a movie partially through," and it was like, this is just like the first 15 minutes. But he goes to a different seat. He's like, "Hey, I'm coming. I'm gonna come and get you." And he runs up to the door, and the door's locked. So he runs back to his computer and he unlocks the door with his computer, and he runs down the stairs, runs down 3 flights of stairs, and then runs to another desk. And just starts doing what he was doing before, just like talking to his daughter through the desk.
Wow.
He hacks a Tesla for her so she can get inside the Tesla, and then he drives it from his computer while she's in the back seat. But he just goes to another computer, and he's just at that computer for the rest of the movie. So yeah, it's all done through like the medium of if we were at our webcam and messaging people.
Well, let me maybe contrast that. We can wrap up with this, but I want to give just a teaser of a teaser. So next Sunday, what's the day? The 14th, I'm going to have Wizardology on my channel, The Wizard Show. And I have one of my favorite artists is gonna come on, and so, but that's not the. I mean, that is a teaser, and I'm really excited about that. But I'm gearing up. I'm shifting into go baby go mode. I'm going to launch. I'm either going to launch. Well, I'm gonna do like a pre-launch teaser for a Kickstarter, which will. Yeah, that's coming very soon. Okay. But I am in the works. I have a story that I've been working on for the last 13 years of my life. And it's right there on the cusp of coming out into the world. So check out my channel, subscribe, and we'll wait for some more. info on that.
Yeah, that's really fun. That's really exciting. And as anybody who's been paying attention to my YouTube channel knows, I've been doing daily content where I talk about culture and politics. And I mean, honestly, I don't like the idea of putting out like consistent, like low effort content, but it's honestly the best way to grow your channel. So I'm doing that until the channel is sufficiently large enough, and then I'm stopping doing daily content. So probably the next year, I'm going to just do daily videos, and then I'm working on like reading a few books and writing some essays, but I'm also like balancing that with getting my daughter back into school. So it's been crazy, and I've made myself just insanely busy, but it's kind of fulfilling to be busy all the time. And I think one day I might have the same amount of subscribers as you, Wade.
I'm almost at a 500, man. That's
I know,
gonna
I saw
be
that.
big
That's
exciting.
exciting. You gonna do a show like
All right,
you did last time?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm kind of over the whole caring about subscribers.
Hmm.
I'll talk about that in my next Wizardology
Okay.
episode. Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Well, should we wrap it up to our watchers of movies?
Yeah, and so we'll leave this with a little word of encouragement to everybody. Watch the movies we said. Watch the movies we said. That's your
And
words of
don't
encouragement.
see War of the Worlds.
Don't watch
with
War of
Ice
the-
Cube.
You got the movie. You got the whole movie. If you watched it now, you would be unsurprised by every moment of it.
Okay.
The acting is extraordinarily funny at moments without them meaning to be. So I would never call it the worst movie of all time, because it made me laugh several dozen times. And I've seen movies that don't induce any type of feelings from me. In fact, maybe here's another bonus movie for the audience. There's a film called Night of a Thousand Cats. And if you can get access to it, that is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. And I was very excited to watch it, and it is not good. So, I think that's all I have to say. What about you?
Yeah. Till next month. Watching movies.
Show. Going
I
to.
don't know. Mean to like salute. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, we're saluting like it's like we're military guys. This is our Department of War.
Movies. What? What does that mean? Because movies. Wade and Malika. Movies. Movies with Wade and Malika. Movies with Wade and Malika.